If you saw my video of a purple daffodil wedding cake, then this is the tiny little miniature version of that cake. And if you have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about, go check out my last video. In case you missed the last one, this bride reached out because she watches some of my videos and she was inspired by a daffodil cake that I posted back in the spring. But she had also watched one of my videos of a tiny little mini wedding cake that I did, and she was obsessed with that idea and decided she wanted to do that as their cutting cake for their wedding. And she wanted it to match the full-sized wedding cake as closely as possible. I love doing these tiny little wedding cakes, but I've never actually done one where they want it to match their full-size wedding cake as closely as possible. So I had to do some figuring out to get the proportions right and figure out what size that I was going to cut them into and things like that. The full-size wedding cake also had piped buttercream daffodils all down the front, so I wasn't sure if I would be able to get them piped small enough to be proportionate, but I told her that I would get them as close as possible. And I feel like I actually ended up getting them pretty close to the same proportion as the full-size cake, so I was pretty proud of that. Like I mentioned in the last video, the bride actually found our bakery from watching my videos, and they lived about 2 hours away, so the cake had to travel a little bit to get to the wedding venue. They ended up picking up the wedding cake and the mini cake, and unfortunately it did not make it in one piece to their venue. We've delivered quite a bit to a very similar area that they were going to, so it's not that it was too far for the cake to go, but it was pretty hot and humid the day that they picked up the cake, and there's a lot of different aspects that can go into that, but I'm not sure if the sun was beating down on it from a car window or what happened, but it ended up getting a little too hot on the way there. When she emailed me the next week to tell me what had happened, I felt so bad and immediately sent her any photo that I'd taken just so she could enjoy seeing the cake before they got messed up. So if you're planning a wedding and wondering if you should get your cake delivered or not, just get it delivered so it just shows up at your venue and you don't have to worry about it at all.